は共に差し込まない君はまるで日陰に咲いた花のよう望んだはずじゃなかった場所に手を離されて動けずにいるんだね
Welcome back to another episode of GAMER-0. I'm your host T-Heel. So, I hope you're ready for some episode 42, bringing some gaming fire. First thing I have to do, I have to give out some apologies to two subscribers who, you know, are always vocal and just great support. And, you know, I couldn't say that some of your guys' comments are like hit me to the heart. I mean, they really are important, and I don't feel like I've done a really good job at saying thank you. First one, and I apologize again if I butcher any names, Leaf Man, or L-E-I-F Man, Left Man. You're always like giving me the most heart-filled comments I've ever seen, and I cannot say how much I appreciate them. You are like down-to-earth, awesome person, and thank you very much. I want you to know that I really appreciate your support. It means so much. Next one, and this one's more of a sorry than anything else. The episode I did it Back At Ya, I messed up this subscriber's name, and I'm apologizing. I said Sonic Bear, and it should be Sonic Boar, and, you know, simple mistake, but, you know, I need to pay more attention. So I apologize to you, and I'll make sure I get it right in the future. Alright, so before I get it into the gaming news, it's a light day. Just want to, so for future Back At Ya episodes, I'm going to do one every Wednesday and every Saturday. And if you guys want a question, or you have a question you want me to answer it, send it to me, and if you can, title it something like Back At You, so that way I know you want me to talk about it on one of my episodes, okay? That way I can, you know, focus on the people that really want attention on that episode, okay? Alright, so let's get it in. First thing, Ninja Gaiden 3. So the developers are starting to speak out about the game. Some of the things that they're talking about is the level of difficulty that was present in Part 1 and Part 2. And they actually wanted to make it more approachable to not just the hardcore gamer. We don't know exactly what that means, how they're going to make it more approachable. Are they going to do something like Bayonetta and have like an easy mode or an auto mode, and then have, you know, the regular mode? And if people really like it, to try out, if people like the easy mode and want to see more of the complexities, then they could go into a hardcore mode. We don't know, but they did say they're looking at making it more approachable. Another thing, they are really looking at fixing the camera. They still want to keep it close into the action, but they've heard our complaints, and they're going to be fixing that, which is awesome, because I noticed personally that sometimes the camera would lag, or it would slide around too much, and you very rarely got like the best camera angle for the fight. Maybe it was the way the levels were laid out, but you found time and time again that it was more difficult with the camera than the actual enemies you were fighting. So that's another piece. They're also, you know, really, it sounds like they're working on the story, because they're adding, from what they're saying, is they're trying to make flesh out kind of the personality of Ryu Hayabusa. And, you know, in the past he's been kind of just like a cookie cutter ninja. Yeah, there's a light story, but most people don't even follow the story. They're apparently trying to really develop his character, who he is as a person, his lighter and darker side, what makes Ryu Hayabusa tick. So that's cool. I hope that really translates to a stronger story for us gamers, because I like a good action game, but I also like a good narrative to go along with it. Fighting is always cool, but you need something to keep you going more so than just, oh, another wave of enemies. The last thing that they're going to be adding, and this is the one that really caught my attention, is they're going to be adding instead of just dismemberment and you cut off a limb or a leg or an arm or a head, they're going to be adding a feature that makes it so that way there's a force feedback, and I'm assuming through the controller. And they said like a button prompt. They didn't really establish if it's going to be like a quick time event or a button mashing event. That's going to allow you to feel actually chopping off a limb or cutting into bones or grinding on bones. What that really translates to, I don't know, but it did make me think. We did hear last year about a Metal Gear Solid game that's going to be that's really focused on slicing and cutting. Is this an attempt to follow more in lines or to be prepared to, not be the only ninja-styled game out there? What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Is this a move to position themselves for the next Metal Gear Solid, was it Raiden or Rising game that's coming out? Do you think it's going to be direct competition? There's not a whole lot of hack and slash games coming out this year, and maybe this is going to be the real competition for each other. Let me know what you think. So the next thing, the PSP2. So there's lots of buzz floating around about it. The thing I have and the questions I have are what's actually in it. And there's a lot of stuff. Apparently there's going to be an event on January 27th that is the PlayStation meeting, and reports are coming in that it's actually the official unveiling of the console. And yeah, we've seen the videos and we've seen the pictures all across the web, people playing on the Xperia, and it's got the sliders, and they showed the dual analogs, and that it's got a D-pad, and it's got a touchscreen, and it's got a scroll bar. But what they're saying is it's going to have like a 3G service, OLED touchscreen, and that's awesome. Dual, we have already seen the dual analogs. We don't even know if that's officially the real, hardware. It looks, if it isn't, that's one hell of a good mock-up. But it looks official, and it's impressive from what we've seen. What do you guys think? Some of the things that they're saying is it's going to have a front and rear facing cameras, kind of like the iPhone 4. I think that's awesome, because if it's going to have a service like a phone, if maybe that's an added feature, you don't have to have it, but you can just add that onto it, that would be sick. And the constant rumor that we're hearing is that it's actually as powerful as, or it can produce entry-level PlayStation 3 graphics. How would you feel about having that kind of power in your pocket? I think that's amazing. If it's powered by Google Androids, one of their, whatever the service provider is, if you want to get phone service and internet and all that stuff, that would be amazing. Let me know what you think. Is that what you want, or would you rather have like 3D and just focus on hardcore games? The 27th is only a couple days away, so we'll hear big news on a Thursday, along with the HD remake, the HD version of the Final Fantasy Versus 13. Just putting it out there. You guys gotta check that out. So next bit of interesting information: Kingdom Under Fire 2. The first one was exclusive to the Xbox 360, and I said before that Part 2 is coming to the PlayStation 3, and it is. But what I found interesting is an article was put out there today about how the PC version and the PS3 version are actually going to be very, very similar, almost identical from what the developers are saying. All the features, like the MMO features of forming your guild and making your weapons, those kind of MMO features that are in the PC version will translate over to the PS3 version. And what they're saying is it's going to be handled by, the PlayStation Network service. So, how do you guys feel about that? Is it a welcome experience that you want? Do you want more MMOs on the PlayStation 3? I personally think it's great because, there's more gamers that are going to come to the console. It's going to open up new types of games for the consoles. We never really had a huge amount of MMOs, if any, on consoles. So what do you guys feel about this? I like it. It's a welcome addition to the PlayStation 3 family. Next thing up, and this one's kind of on a sad note. We're going to end this on a sad note. Disney Interactive layoffs. Now, is this story that I'm going to talk about just blown out of proportion? Or let me know if you think this is like realistically what's going on. So reports are coming in, and it's kind of twisted. It's hard to read through what's going on, but they're saying that reports are saying 50% of the Jump Point Studios, the developers of the Epic Mickey game that just came out, that was headed up by Warren Spector. Apparently, some people are saying 50% are getting laid off of that staff. Some people are saying that it's only the expected people that get laid off at the end of a game project. If it's 50%, is that a sign that, hey, Disney's, if you're not doing our numbers, we're going to lay you off? Or is this just what they already had planned and reporters are just making too much out of it? I really hope it's not the 50% because that's really sad. The game was not bad. A lot of journalists they hype themselves up too much for it. It's real talk. They put too much on a game of that caliber and put it in a different plateau than what it should have been in, and then they rated it accordingly to some made-up hype. Let me know what you guys think, because I think it's really sad when you hear all these conflicting reports and you don't know which one is true. So that's all I've got for this episode of Gamer-0. Let me know what you think. Always leave your comments below. Send me messages, of course. Give me shout-outs, whatever whatever you feel like communicating with me. And I have to say thank you to all of you guys and continue my support for Hip Hop Gamer, Night Gen, and gotta say what's up to Hitman. 6-hour convo we had on Skype. My throat was dead, done, kaboot. But I did have hella fun, so hopefully we can get it in very soon. That's all I have. You can always follow me on hiphopgamershow.com. On Twitter, it's T_Hill0, or you can hit me up on PSN, it's T-Hill. Alright, I'm out. Peace.